Well, if they do go down and not make the semis, they will not go down without a fight. Pakistan are doing it the hard way. They have beaten South Africa, the only team in the tournament that were unbeaten going into this one. They've done it comfortably in the end. Rain played its part today like it did yesterday as well, with an equation that was just too much for South Africa's batters, especially without David Miller to manage. Give it up for Shadab Khan, who could do nothing wrong today, including give his team a double strike when the DLS pass score saw Pakistan behind the game. Rain came soon after and nothing went right for South Africa then. So they stay alive. They still hope for results to go their way on what will be the final match day for this group on Sunday. This is ESPN Cricket for T20 Timeout. Maruti Suzuki presents ESPN Cricket for T20 Timeout. And I've got Robin Uthappa and Tom Moody with me. We will only talk about the game and nothing else, right? But they do it the hard way, Tom, don't they? Pakistan, they have beaten a team that we fancied going into this game, and they pretty much outplayed them in almost every department.
They had a very good day today.
Yeah.
You know, it's that they sort of brought their A game, didn't they? Yeah, we do see the extremes of Pakistan cricket at times, but we saw the positive extreme today. Certainly, you know, with the bat, having lost their two, I suppose, marquee players, if I can put them that way, at the top of the order, their middle order stood up and gave a very competitive total, and they did the job with the ball. We know that their bowling attack is a formidable one, and it stood up today.
Yeah. Robin Uthappa, if you missed our show yesterday, gave us some wonderful nuggets about 6 days in a year for an athlete, where everything goes right. Shadab Khan has had one such day today.
He did actually. Actually, he almost messed that up with that last ball when he chased that ball down on the boundary.
That's how committed he is.
Yeah, he is, isn't he? But yeah, they've had a fantastic day. I think they just played to potential today. Pakistan as a team, as a batting group, bowling group, fielding group, they fielded exceptionally well as well.
Yeah.
Took all their catches and just the desired result that they needed.
Yeah, imagine when they want to do this, they do it so well, Urooj. I mean, imagine saying Pakistan have outfielded South Africa, taken everything. It's just a great day, isn't it? Puts a smile on your face.
And probably a smile on a lot of people's faces, which is long overdue. But yeah, they've delivered the punch perfectly this evening against a team which was probably suited or was probably the favourites going in. I think South Africa's fielding let them down towards the back end, but the way Pakistan stood up, the middle order, Shadab in particular, you can never take him out of the game. And Pakistan's a formidable bowling attack up front, in the middle, and at the death. And it's always the underpass scores with the bat that leave too much asking of that bowling attack. And tonight, when they've got the runs on the board, it was a whole different story.
Yeah, I mean, excellent from Pakistan today. But what about South Africa? Do you sense, Tom, almost the equation and the road to the semis almost made them feel like it's okay if we drop this one? Just the whole performance. I believe David Miller's exclusion also was precautionary, but that notwithstanding, do you almost sense like South Africa came into this game almost okay, that it's okay if we lose it?
I'd be alarmed if that ever crossed their mind in any sort of first, I was going to say, tournament of this nature. You know, World Cup, you don't want to be giving an inch. You want to be being your best game, ideally your best 11 every possible time. So I'd be alarmed if that ever crossed their mind.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's such a game of momentum that I've been going off about for quite a while. I think this version, you can't take it for granted whatsoever. And I don't think they took it for granted. I just think they didn't have a great day on the field.
All right, well, it's, in fairness, fine. They actually started this game really well. They had Pakistan on the ropes. It took Shadab Khan's brilliance and Iftikhar playing the anchor role again to give them what was significantly an above par score. So pretty much everything's gone right for them. Just picking a couple of things for South Africa though. Riley Rousseau's an interesting character. Either he gets 100 or he gets nothing. You know.
Well, you got to give it to him for effort though. He goes after it from the first ball and he just decides that that's how he's going to play. And he's an all or nothing kind of character, and you know, that's what he's shown us so far.
They missed David Miller, fair to say, even though Heinrich Klaassen didn't look like a guy who's been warming the bench for a couple of weeks.
Yeah, they're obviously going to miss a player of that calibre, but I think the game, whether Miller was in the game or not, was not, the outcome wasn't determined by that. You know, I think Pakistan's total was a formidable total, and it was always going to be hard to chase down, and particularly when you lose early wickets.
Yeah, and how important was those 2 wickets of Shadab Khan just before the rain? It could have been a different story.
He's
if
a
those
magician
wickets-
today. Everything he did turned right. We'll just talk about Shadab's bowling in a moment. But Shaheen Shah Afridi as well, 3 for 14, his returns. Is it fair to say that now he's warming up, he's sort of getting that match time that Pakistan so desperately wanted, Urooj?
Yeah, I think whenever you pick up wickets, it just adds that little bit of more confidence, a little bit of more rhythm. He looked like he was coming in a lot better with his run up. Again, I think it comes back to the point when you've got the runs on the board, you back yourself to do things slightly better and you've got that confidence behind you. Is a Shine that we're used to seeing with wickets up front in his first spell, especially when South Africa did come out firing. So sets up for a good one. Again, the other results are not in Pakistan's control, but what they can do is finish with a good win against Bangladesh on that three-way day where all three results will determine the outcome of this group. Pakistan will probably be hoping for a lot more rain in the other two games.
Yeah. It's funny because they play at the same venue as the morning game, right? So they want just enough rain to wash out the morning game, but be clear for them to beat Bangladesh and get the 2
Then
points.
everybody else washes out.
Yeah, there's lots of rain. Urooj, Mumtaz and Pakistan are praying for lots of rain, but just in a certain window, which I can understand. We'll spend a little time on Shadab Khan, the bowler. We spent a lot of time on him, the batter, in our innings break show as well. And those 2 wickets, as you point out, Robbie, were key. If you could just sort of take me through them. He's got Bavuma with a leg break where the commentators on air were saying, will it even turn, ball's wet, and that ball to Markram as well.
Yeah, that ball of Markram was pretty interesting. We were discussing it while we were watching the game that everyone knows that Markram, when he comes in a bat, initially, especially to the spinners, he looks to play more off the back foot. And I think Shadab was aware of that and kind of pushed that ball a little fuller than he normally would and got the ball to skid on and get Markram out, which is a key wicket at that point in time.
Yeah.
And I think changed the course of the match.
Yeah, it strikes you as one of almost a rare leg spinner who doesn't bowl as many bad balls.
Yeah, I think his bowling over the last 12 months to nearly 2 years has improved dramatically. He was a lot more inconsistent in his early stage as a leg break bowler, which is not unusual because it's the hardest art to actually master. And that's why the late great Shane Warne was sort of respected so highly for how he had unbelievable control. But from what I've noticed over Shadab over the last year or so, his control has really, really improved, and therefore the confidence to be able to change his pace with that leg break, bring in the wrong un at will. It makes him such a dangerous package. With that, knowing that you can get 4 overs from him, and plus you've got someone that can be quite dynamic with the bat.
Is he perhaps one of the most sort of cricket-smart cricketers there are, Urooj? I mean, so when he batted today, it's one thing to just come out slogging and have your day. He picked spots, he played the field with ball too. He's bowled, he's out-thought batters. Is there something about Shadab Khan on his cricket intelligence? Can you tell me more?
Yeah, 100%. And you see that when he captains Islamabad United as well. He's a cricketer who's not afraid to take some brave calls, but he's always trying to make things happen as rather than being reactive. He's very proactive with his approach. And you see that in the field as well. And I think on his bowling, I think length for spinners is a lot important nowadays, especially. And the control that he's got with the length, and he's always keen to pick up wickets. I think he's a vital part of this team. And we're talking earlier about captaincy as well. Babar's got his own unique way, but I think Shadab is a really smart cricketer, and that shows in the way in his body language as well.
All right, you opened the door to this, Urooj, not me. So at some point, are we going to see Shadab Khan, Pakistan captain?
Yeah, that was my question actually.
Yeah, I mean, see, he is the vice captain at the moment, and there's plenty of talk around Babar and his captaincy and how the undue or the added pressure is probably affecting his batting. Let's not take anything away from the class of the man that Babar Azam is. But again, I think Pakistan do have a choice in somebody who's shown his potential. And wouldn't be a bad one if that change is made. He's still the vice captain, still an important figure, but he's someone who actually screams out of captaincy material.
Wonderful. As you lot like to call it, a leadership group, right? Vice captain and whatnot.
Why are you pointing the finger at me, a leadership group?
Yeah, I don't think Tom Moody represents Cricket Australia in any way.
Exactly.
Yeah, but at 24, we keep forgetting he's 24. It's almost staggering to think he's that good at this age. But at some point, captaincy will find its way towards Shadab Khan, you think?
Well, I haven't worked with him, so I'm only going on what I've heard from others. he clearly shows that in the way he goes about his business with bat, ball, and in the field. But again, that opening has to, be created. Obviously, in white ball cricket, that may be the introduction. If they're looking to take some pressure off and have a shared captaincy situation, why not? That's an option. But I wouldn't be saying that Baba Azam is under huge pressure. He's only had a few misses. He normally, we're so used to him scoring so many runs. It's just a small little blip in his incredible career.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying now, don't get me wrong. Yeah,
No,
Babar's here to
I
stay.
actually
But yes, Robin.
didn't know he was 24, and I think in due course of time, captaincy will find him, and I think it's just a matter of time. It's not if, it's when.
All right. Yeah, all right. That's pretty much it. It's been the best possible day that a cricketer could have asked for. Shadab Khan's had it today in Sydney. He'd hoped for his team to have it in Adelaide in a few days. And yes, like Urooj Mumtaz says, a few things going their way, quite a few things going their way. It's a big thank you to Urooj as well as Tom Moody and Robin Uthappa. This pretty much wraps us up for our post show on Maruti Suzuki presents ESPN Cricket for T20 Timeout. Before I leave you, do check out the Cricinfoverse with Grand Vitara. It is your destination for fans to make your own digital avatar, have a tour of the Cricinfo studios, interact with other fans, and also look at the amazing new Grand Vitara with Maruti Suzuki. Just head over to the Cricinfoverse tab on the ESPN Cricinfo app. Join us tomorrow morning. Big double header that wraps up that group, or at least 4 teams in that group for the Super 12 stage. New Zealand v Ireland is where we start, 9 a.m. Indian Standard Time, followed by Australia versus Afghanistan. Until then, it's goodbye.